Hi everyone, this is George from Data Academy. Welcome to a new tutorial on virtual environments. And in specific, we're going to talk about what is it and why we need it. Okay, let's get started. So first of all, a virtual environment is an isolated and self-contained software space where your Python project can run. Think about it. Whenever you run a Python project, at the very least, you would need a Python installation. And second, you also normally would need a bunch of additional packages. And the Python plus the additional packages together, they form your virtual environment. So in practice, a virtual environment is nothing but a directory with Python and all necessary packages, most importantly, with the specific versions captured. Now let me show you what my virtual environments are like. Okay, so these are all the virtual environments I have on my computer here. There's a base virtual environment, which is the default one whenever you come to Anaconda. And then there are a bunch of other virtual environments for all the other projects that I work on. And if you want to check the details like the packages of these environments, what you can do is you can do this. And then it shows you all the different packages, their corresponding versions within the environment. And of course, you have Python in here. In this case here, we have 3.8.8. That's the version of Python I have here, and a bunch of other packages as well. So that's basically virtual environment in reality. And let us come back here. Now, why a virtual environment is needed? Well, I would say my life, and maybe your life as well, would have been much easier if I had virtual environments. So two quick stories here. So the first one, some time ago, I was mentoring a group of students, and normally before the session starts, I would be given a notebook for me to review so that I can get prepared for the session. And this time I was also given the notebook, and I was reviewing it, but in the middle of the notebook there was an error, a very ugly one, which took me quite some time to resolve, maybe 30 minutes or even longer. And what happened was actually because of the pandas version I was using was not the one that was used in this notebook. And I wasted some time there. However, if I had known the pandas version that I'm supposed to use, then all the time wasted could have been avoided. And virtual environments can be really helpful in that situation. And the second story here is regarding another notebook I have on my computer. So this notebook, I need it from time to time. I run it and it's really useful. And normally it works, but all of a sudden this notebook stopped working. So what happened? Well, basically I upgraded my base environment, virtual environment, as I just showed you. And because this notebook, it lives in that base environment always, and whenever I upgraded the virtual environment, all the packages, they got upgraded. It turns out this specific notebook, it has a lot of dependencies about the different packages and which version we're supposed to use. And because I upgraded the base virtual environment, all the packages, they got upgraded as well. And that's why the notebook stopped working. So you see, that's another instance when and where the virtual environments can be really helpful and useful. So then what are the benefits of a virtual environment? I would say these are the three major benefits. So first of all, it really helps us to resolve dependency issues, as I explained in the first story there. So if you are given a notebook and if you are also given the virtual environment, then you would be able to run it with no problems because all the dependency, all the versions, they are captured in the virtual environment. And the second benefit is a virtual environment that really ensures isolation. So here we are talking about the isolation of the virtual environments. So think about it. For the second story I just talked about, I have this base environment. If I had a separate product virtual environment, then it would be okay if I upgraded the base environment, because the product environment would have been isolated from the major base virtual environment. So that's the second benefit. And the third one is virtual environments. They really help you to ensure reproducibility. As we all know, reproducibility is a very big thing in data science. And from time to time, maybe all the time, all these software packages, they got upgraded. Maybe there's an algorithm change, or maybe the API changes, or maybe there is a feature that's being deprecated, whatever the case may be. But whenever there is a change, there's a possibility that the results you produced before, it may not be reproduced because of these changes. So then if you use a virtual environment, then you are going to capture not only those packages, but also their corresponding versions. And as a result, it's going to be contributing to help you to ensure reproducibility in your data science projects. So see, those are the benefits of a virtual environment. And in terms of best practices towards using a virtual environment, I would say two things. So number one, I highly recommend you to consider always using a virtual environment when working on a data science project, or really just any general Python projects. The second best practice I would say is for any new project you start working on, you want to create a separate new virtual environment for that specific project. So that's the second best practice there. In terms of the tools that we need to create and manage all these virtual environments, I would say there are two major ones. The first one is called the VENV, which used to be virtual length. And this comes with Python as part of the standard Python installation, and therefore it's free. And the second tool is the Anaconda. This is a third-party software tool, very handy, very useful. But because it doesn't come with Python, you may need to pay for it if you use it in a corporate or enterprise setting. In terms of the usage, Anaconda is often used when people are working on data science and machine learning projects, whereas VENV is good for any or general Python projects. So that's basically everything for today regarding virtual environments. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.